The contact page is the last piece of our WordPress theme. Now, in the HTML files in the course that Corey did last year, he did not include any kind of scripts for validating the form or even sending that form. But this is quite easy to do, so we're going to do this in this lesson. But since there's quite a bit of code involved, I'm just going to show you the finished page and just talk through all the changes that I've made and all the stuff that I've added. So let's begin. The contact page that I created is exactly the same as the original. The difference is it is functional. So if we click submit without actually inputting any kind of information, we'll give you an error. And it's going to tell you which field needs to be filled in, and it gives you an error description. And of course, if you enter your name correctly and an email address here, it will give you a confirmation message. So let me show you the code for this page. We start with a custom page, which is called contact, and then we deal with validation first. So we define an array for the errors, and we set a isError variable to false. We initialize some error names for our fields with translatable strings, of course, and then we get the posted variables. Now, the posted variables, you'll see here, are for this form. What I changed here was I gave these inputs names, CNAME, CEmail, and so on. And also I set the form to post. So we get the posted variables for each field, and then we validate the length of them using a custom function called tuts plus validate length. Basically, it returns true or false depending on whether or not the field value is higher than the minimum length. And we validate all fields, or actually we validate the name and the message with this function. We validate the email with isEmail. This is a built-in function in PHP. And then if we don't have any errors, we set the email receiver, subject, body, and headers, and we send the email with the WP mail function. Now, the rest of the page is pretty simple. We load the header, we get the content, and then if email is sent, then we display that success message. Otherwise, we display the contact page content. If we have an error, we display the error, and then we display the form. So if we have an error here and the email is not sent, we display the form. And you'll notice from the original code that I've added a value here, and I've set the post value so that even if we submit the value after completing some fields and getting errors, we don't have to retype those values. And then we have an input, a hidden input is submitted, and this is useful on the top for checking if the form was submitted. And that's it. That's the entire code required for the contact page. And that's it for this final page and, in fact, for this course. Please join me in the next lesson for the conclusion.